Okay, this is lesson 65, practice problems. I'm going to be doing those for you. These are your homework problems. A on lesson 65, what you're going to do is you're going to set these two equal. This is determining if a parallelogram is a rectangle. These two angles should be equal once you solve for x, and then when you put x back into each equation, they should equal 90 degrees if this is a rectangle. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to minus 6x plus 1. So we have 13 equals x. And if you put that back in and solve here, you do get 90 degrees, and if you put this 13 for x into this one, you also get 90 degrees. So those two are equal to 90 and equal to each other. So this is a rectangle. Okay, let's look at B. If B is a rhombus, then all the sides are equal. And so the answer key puts 4x plus 7 equal to 81 over 5, and 9x minus 5 equal to 81 over 5. And x in this one equals 2.3, and x after you solve this is equal to 2.36. These are not equal. That means the sides are not all equal, so this is not a rhombus. Okay, let's look at C. C is if this is a rectangle. Well, if it's a rectangle, the diagonals will be equal. So we know this one is 5 and 5, 10. So x minus 3 and 1/2 x plus 1, this one, and this diagonal. Our diagonals should equal these two, added together should equal 10. You can set up that way, or you can just set them equal to each other, because we also know that each of these bisect. And when we set it up like this, we get minus 1/2 x, minus 1/2 x, plus 3, we get 1/2 x is left, equals 4 times 2 to get the x by itself, and times 2, so x is equal to 8. Then when we put the 8 back in here, and the 8 back in here, we get 5 here and 5 here. So this diagonal is 10 and this diagonal is 10. This is a rectangle. Okay, let's look at D. D, we want to know if this is a rhombus. And if it's a rhombus, the diagonals are perpendicular. This one is equal to 4x plus 13, and this one is equal to 6x minus 13. Now, there may be some different ways to do each one of these that I've done with you. If you get the right answer, that's fine, because there are different ways to do it. So if we set this up, these should be equal, or they should add to 180. So let's just add them together and see if they equal 180. But not only do they have to equal 180, they each have to equal 90. So what do we get? 10x equal 180, x is equal to 18. Then we're going to put that back into each one of these, back in here, and see what they come out to be. 4, 18 plus 13. That equals, let me check here. This is, lost my place, sorry. This one equals, this one equals 85 degrees. We'll put this one back in, minus 13. This one equals 95 degrees. Even though they both add to 180, they do not equal 90. They have to equal 90. Each one has to be 90 because the rhombus rule is perpendicular diagonals. So this is not a rhombus. And let's do E. We'll go ahead and do E. E wants to know if this parallelogram is a rhombus. So we have 2x plus 11 and 3x and 3x plus 4. So this is this angle measure, this is this angle measure. Then over here we have 5x minus 10, and here we have 4x minus 3. Okay, so if this is a rhombus, this diagonal will bisect the angles. The whole angle will also be equal to the whole angle. Opposite angles are equal because of parallelogram rules, but they also, this line will bisect. The answer key sets them up like this. With 2x plus 11 is equal to 4x minus 3, and then solving for it. And when you solve for it, x is equal to 7. And then they set up 3x plus 4 is equal to 5x minus 10. And when they solve that, that's equal to x equals 7. If you set these two up, you would still get x equals 7, or if you set these two up, you would still get x equals 7. So in that case, the angles are equal, since 7 is the solution for both, making them equal. And so all are equal, they're bisected. They're being bisected by the diagonal. So this one is a rhombus. Okay, that is the end of the 65 lesson practice problems for your homework assignment.